Hello, Tiger fans. This is Mark Fitzpatrick with Tiger Club of Kansas City. It is Tuesday, November 11th. We're at the Westport Flea Market. And our speaker today, first-time appearance of Tiger Club, Tucker Franklin, content manager for KC Sports Network. Tucker, thank you for coming
I
on.
appreciate you having me out here. Wonderful crowd. I was really glad to get out here, meet everybody, and talk some Tigers.
Briefly, if you can, tell us, KC Sports Network, how many podcasts are we talking about you all manage?
Oh man, we got all kinds of stuff. We got Mizzou, we got the Chiefs, Royals, K-State, KU, Current, anything you could think of covering Kansas City sports in general. We got podcasts over it, even high school recruiting as well. So on the football side of things. So we got so much for you guys at KC Sports Network. You can find it wherever you get your podcast, YouTube as well, KC Sports Network.
All right. Yeah. All right. I know you're primarily involved with the Chiefs.
Absolutely.
But I want to talk to you about Mizzou first. Your thoughts, disappointing game Saturday. Very good Texas A&M team. Tigers, just a lot of guys hurt.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the season?
Well, look, when you got a third-string, true freshman quarterback playing a football game, I think a lot of us have a lot of high hopes for Matt Zollers.
Yeah.
That's a tough ask to go against that team that is that good in Texas A&M. I know that we're so used to these Texas A&M teams kind of fizzling out towards the end of the season. I think this team's different with Texas A&M. I think it's a very good football team. That's going to be a team that I think is going to make a deep run. Mike Elko has those guys playing at a really high level. I think that was a good coach. I think he kind of outcoached Missouri in a regard there as well. But they've been put behind the eight ball this year. Now they're on the third-string quarterback, as I mentioned. True freshman quarterback making a start against a very tough team. Brett Norfleet was out as well. So this offense has kind of been put behind the eight ball a little bit, and they're still trying to find that identity now that they don't have Sam Horn, they don't have Bo Perbula, they don't have Brett Norfleet. They've got to find an identity. That's a tough team to try to find an identity against. Yeah.
Missouri basketball off to a pretty good start, 3-0.
Yeah.
What do you think about their season?
It's going to really come down to that SEC schedule. I think that SEC schedule, winning the games that they need to, and not losing the games they shouldn't, right? That's always going to be a big part. We talk about that with football a little bit too. You win the games you should, and you win a couple that you shouldn't, you'll be in a pretty good situation. I think it's a team that has a ton of talent. I think Dennis Gates is going to be able to get a lot of that talent out of those guys. And I'm just super excited to see what he can do. And now year, what was it, 3 or 4 now with Dennis Gates?
I mean, this is his fourth.
This is his fourth year already. I'm excited to see kind of what he's got going on. We got big buzz for the next recruiting class as well. He's been able to get talent, and I just got to see it translate on the basketball court.
Okay, Chiefs is your area of expertise, I guess. Biggest game of the year, without a doubt, coming up this week.
Absolutely.
It really is kind of a must-win for them.
It is a must-win, especially if they want to really even, I guess, make the playoffs. They got to win this game. Winning the division, if they lose this game, they can forget about the division when it comes down to it. It does help that they play the Broncos twice, but they're going to have to win this football game. They're going to have to get out. They're going to have to play good defense. I think this is a Broncos offense that can be taken advantage of if they are able to take those advantageous things and on the offensive side of the ball, take advantage of defense getting turnovers and stuff like that. Sometimes that's all it comes down to is turnovers and being able to take advantage of those mistakes from the Broncos because they're prone to do mistakes. You've seen it plenty this year. They'll have some mistakes, so you can take advantage of those on a. It's going to be a cool day in Denver, that high altitude as well. So it's going to be you got to go to their place after a bye. We know Andy Reid's really great after the bye, but there's a lot stacked against him, especially with the momentum that the team has. But I'd love the Chiefs' chance if they do pull this one out.
Why do you think they've been so inconsistent? There are times they look like the best team in the NFL, and then at times they just really struggle, make mistakes. What's different about this team this year?
It's hard to put your finger on it because I think there are so many different things that go into it, right? You talk about early on in the season, they didn't think the Rasheed Rice's suspension was going to come as early as it did. That, I think, played into their offensive lull a little bit. Xavier Worthy getting hurt kind of put them behind the eight ball even more. And then the defensive side of the ball, Chris Jones is starting to show his age a little bit, right? And you've got that defensive line not getting after the quarterback as well, not picking up the slack that maybe Chris Jones has shown. And that's not Chris's fault. It's not no one's fault of anything. But I think if they get to a point where they have this pedigree and this experience in the postseason, late season, if they get to a spot where it is a late season game and they're up against an inexperienced team, I like what they have in terms of their coaching staff. If Patrick Mahomes is on the field, I'm going to feel pretty good about that team and being able to get things done. So it's one of those things where I think the factors of their offense starting slow and putting a lot on the defense, having the defense having to do a lot, to then offense all of a sudden looking like they can't be stopped, and then the defense also not being able to stop anybody is a frustrating push-pull when it comes to it. But look, there's a few games left. we're coming down the home stretch. If they can figure it out and they kind of put those together, I feel like that they're going to be playing their best football at the right time.
Last question on the Royals.
Yep.
We're in the off season. Do you see them putting out a lot of bucks for a free agent or trying to use some of that pitching depth for trade?
Well, they're going to need to try to get some outfield. Like they got to get some outfield bats. They got to get some guys that they can rely on at the bottom of the order as well. That's going to be a big one. Look, they made a gamble last year on Jonathan India to be that leadoff hitter for them, and it just didn't necessarily pay off. I still think that he could be a good contributor for this team. And sometimes those trades you make just don't pay off, and that's how it works sometimes. But they got the pitching. If they can get the bats, I feel pretty good about where they're at coming into this year. I like the leadership. I like all of the coaching that they've made and the coaching changes that they've made. I feel very strong and very confident about that. Love to see them go out there and be aggressive this free agency.
All right, Tucker Franklin.
Appreciate
He knows
you.
all things sports Kansas City. Again, check out wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube for their many, many podcasts. You won't be sorry. Hey, next week our speaker will be Annie Rogers from MLB.com. She covers the Royals, does a fantastic job. We've had her before, so come on out and see us at the Westport Flea Market. And today is Veterans Day. I'd like to salute all our veterans out there and thank you for your service. For more information on events and membership, go to kctigerclub.com.